NFL on EA Sports. And this one features the Saints' leader at linebacker. He's now up to 62 tackles so far this season. It's the Saints and the Eagles, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 25.
It is time for football as we welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen, or should I say Dean Olsen, because tight end U doesn't happen without you. And we've got a great matchup here. We've got two of the best at your position in the current game right now.
And Mike, when I came into the league, almost 20 years ago, there was a handful of really elite tight ends. But doesn't it just seem, especially over these last couple years, every single team, at least the ones that make their mark and find themselves in the playoffs competing for Super Bowls, have a legitimate number one.
We are just about set to get the festivities started, and off we go on this Christmas Eve. This one taken at the 7. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. So the Philadelphia offense set to take over for the first time, and leading them out, their quarterback. It's Jalen Hurts.
I think the biggest thing that stood out from last week's game was when they went into the game with an initial plan, how quickly were they able to get away from that when they realized it wasn't working? I think they got a lot of unscouted looks, meaning the defense threw a lot of exotic looks at them, blitzes, different fronts and coverages, maybe things they didn't work on all week. So the key this week is understand what is the defense looking to do today, and how fast can we make those adjustments if we're not having early success.
A second down throw for Hurts. Hit as he threw it. The pass is incomplete.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? Luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
On third down, it's Hurts. Big gain on the ground here as he takes this up past the 40-yard line.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the first down.
From out of the gun, they give it to Barkley. And the defense all over this one. They knock them down. It'll go down as a loss of 2.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down. To throw is Hurts. Set up the screen. Out wide, it's Brown. A gain there of 16 yards. Good for an Eagles first down.
These third down conversions are just so important. Like everybody stresses, we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
Off-balance throw. It's complete.
So often, sacks, especially on first down, can be drive killers. But their ability here to take this from second and long to third and short, they've got a really good opportunity here, Mike. If they don't get it on third, don't be surprised if they go for it on fourth.
He's got nowhere to go. The defensive front controlling the line of scrimmage there. That's going to bring up fourth down.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
Elliott's kick is good. And the Eagles are out to an early 3-0 lead.
A lot of times as an offensive player, you come off the field, you're not thrilled to end a drive like this with a field goal. But I think in this case, you can label it a success. You were able to operate your offense. You were able to quiet this crowd just a little bit and come away with an early lead.
So the Saints ready to go to work on offense for the first time. Leading this offense, their veteran quarterback.
A lot of things jump off the tape when you watched last week, Mike, but it was really just the overall execution of the game plan that stuck out the most. I mean, not only did he get them in the end zone a handful of times, he protected the ball, and he routinely exploited the weaknesses that they found during the week on film. He's going to be looking to do the same thing over these next 4 quarters. If he's successful, they're going to have a shot to leave here with another win.
16 yards on the game, and a quick first down. Here's a first carry for their running back, and a strong first down run, a pickup of 9, setting up second and short.
It's a gain of 9, brings up second and a yard.
They'll stick with him again, and he'll take this one forward for about 3, and that's a first down.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. He'll get that complete to Ross. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. They'll turn and hand this one off. He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to 3rd down.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Now they'll set up to throw. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
That one's on target, and it is good from the other side of midfield. One of the longest field goals in NFL history. Field goals for both sides on their opening possessions. 3-3 as this one's kicked away. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts getting set for their next possession. And he continues to be a nightmare for teams trying to defend in the red zone. Look at this graphic. 2nd in the NFL in terms of rushing touchdowns by a QB. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up 3rd down. He'll try to run here with Barkley. Searching for some kind of seam to go forward. It's not there. They get him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking first down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
On 4th down, Daniel Wheeler is on to punt. is going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Drive will start on the ground, and he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. He'll look to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. 3rd down, 3 to go. Now some movement up front, and we'll hear from our referee for the first time here today. So after the 5 yards walked off, it is 3rd down and 8. Blitz coming, he'll throw it. He's got a man. That's Nakua, complete. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw.
Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down. They'll look to throw. Open man, left side, he's got it. And he'll be out of bounds all the way down at the 10. They get the conversion on 3rd down. It was a gain of 27.
We've now seen this quarterback show that he can beat you from both inside and now outside of the pocket. The ability to use his legs to flush out and buy time for his receivers. They uncover downfield, leads to a big pickup.
So a big 3rd down hookup takes us to the break. All even on the scoreboard. More from New Orleans after this. So not quite 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10. They're pretty close. A quick throw. That's complete on the slant.
We hear the term RPO so often, Mike, and it continues to kind of trickle its way into the NFL. But remember, it's a lot different in the NFL than it is in the college game where it's a lot more prevalent. The lineman cannot go downfield. So that quarterback has to make a lot of really fast snapshot decisions, or else it's going to lead to a penalty or him holding on to the ball too long. So it's something that teams want to implement, but maybe not quite to the level that we see in the college game. Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with the touchdown. Well, after that 3rd down incomplete, it's going to be real interesting to see how they approach this 4th down after failing on 3rd. It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
This is going to be taken in at the 3. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's used his legs to great effect this year, both when the pocket breaks down and by design, as you check out the league leaders in quarterback rushing yards. A 1st down throw for Hurts. Quick throw, taken in. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. On the handoff, this is Barkley. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
Up until that run, this first half, it's kind of been tough sledding here for this run game. They'd love to see him get going. That last big pickup's going to go a long way.
They'll stay on the ground with Barkley. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be second down. Once again, it's Barkley. And he'll be close to a first down. A gain of a couple as they mark him just short. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. Trying to pick this one up on the ground. Trying to drive his way forward. I think he is short, and he is. That means 4th down coming up.
That's really well done defensively, Mike. The key to these situations is you got to engage with the blocker, bottle it up, but then you have to get off the block, find the ball, bring them down. That's exactly what they do. No gain, 4th down.
And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Saints offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. He has been sensational all year long. The NFL's leader in passing yards, he just recently went over the 4,000-yard mark for the year. Back to throw here to begin the drive. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Back to throw. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. 2 incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to 3rd down and 10. Trying to push the ball down the field. It's an interception. Picked off by Quinyon Mitchell.
You know, Mike, anytime a team can go nickel or dime and come off the field with an interception, I just am constantly reminded of the importance of defensive back depth when you're building an NFL roster. I mean, think back. This is not the old NFL base 3-4, base 4-3. Offenses are going to roll out 2, 3, 4 high-level wide receivers at you in this pass-first modern era. If you can't roll out 5 DBs and all of them hold their own and be trusted to hold up, you are going to struggle defending these pass-first modern offenses.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll run straight ahead with Barkley. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Now a deep ball looking for Brown.
So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
On 3rd down, here's Hurts. That's complete to his big tight end, Dallas Goedert.
You know, it's always hard as an offense to waste such great field position, but they had a short field to work with, not able to pick up a single 1st down, so give a lot of credit for the defense stopping this drive before it really got started.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Eagles will tie the game at 6.
And that's really well done here, Mike. I mean, everything's in rhythm. A good snap, a good hold, and a good kick ties this game.
Here comes a return from the 5. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Now out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. They'll work in a tie game here in the 2nd quarter and get started with 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
The second down throw is incomplete.
Rough sequence over these last couple plays. First down sack, second down big play attempt falls incomplete. And now to make matters worse, you got to operate in 3rd and long on a defense that knows they can just pin their ears back and try to get after the quarterback.
Downfield, got a man, and he's got it. And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield.
That's about as big time as you get. There's a saying, Mike, that you really judge your quarterback by his ability to operate, not only on 3rd down, but what they call 3rd and pass, meaning it's such a long down and distance, they have no choice but to air the ball out. And when you can convert 3rd downs at that distance, chances are you got a pretty big-time quarterback.
A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6.
Second and 6.
Now here's a keeper on the zone read. And he will work this down inside the 40. That's going to be good enough to move the chains. First down.
Sometimes, Mike, the best plan is also the simplest plan. And for this team, just snap the ball to your quarterback, let him find some daylight, and go get that first down himself.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is why it's so critical that the quarterback and his intended target are on the same page. They got to speak the same language. When there's miscommunication, it leads to errant throws, and when errant throws,
and he'll be taken down. They got him back at the 50-yard line.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have.
The Saints lining up in punt formation. That's going to be out of bounds. Well judged and spotted right at the 10-yard line. Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia offense set to take over once more. And this defense has to be searching for answers right now. It's been his ability to make plays on the ground here in the first half that has really given them fits. And that's well read by the defense. Not backwards. He's back at his own 9-yard line.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
They'll run. It's Barkley, and he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it is 3rd down. Hurts now. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
I'm not sure any play has a greater impact in altering a game than forcing a safety on defense. Not only do you get the 2 points, but you give the ball back to your offense to try to add more on.
Here comes the Eagles punt team, as he'll be standing just inside the back line of the end zone. This will be returned from just beyond midfield, and he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The Saints offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll have a short field ahead as they look to break our tie. It is 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. going right sideline and complete. Trying to get to that pylon. Not there, but very close. They'll mark him out at the 1. That is a big gainer for the Saints. It's a gain of 43 yards. So the big play gets him down close. And now it's 1st and goal. That is caught. What a job to keep the play alive. Puka Nacua. Touchdown, New Orleans. It's his 4th touchdown on the year. Not a big score, Greg. They continue to get points, but after not getting touchdowns, this has to feel really good to this offense.
It really does, and I think anytime you can build on your confidence that now you know the rest of this game, you can finish these good drives. Coming away with 2 field goals, those are wins for the defense. So now a win for the offensive side of the ball, and got to see now if you can keep this rolling throughout the rest of this game.
The return starts from the 5. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll be looking to answer back. They trail 13-6 and start this one with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Hurts working in the pistol. Under pressure, he's going to go down again. They sacked him for a 2nd consecutive time. What can they do here? This is 3rd and forever. And in motion is Brown. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. Saints going to use their 2nd timeout, as they'll discuss what's to come. 4th down is looming. He's to the 45. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Saints offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in the first half, it's resulted in a big play. That is borne out by those eye-popping numbers. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. That is Jalen Carter, the Georgia product, barreling in for the sack.
This offense came into this drive hoping to extend their narrow lead, Mike, but instead, after 1st down, they find themselves in 2nd and forever following that big sack right out of the gate.
Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. They'll try to get this one on the ground. A nice pickup moving it across the 40. We'll give them 6 on that play. Here's their punter now. He'll punt for the 2nd time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Eagles offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. And this will be incomplete.
The biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. Sometimes he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
This time they stay on the ground. New Orleans' third and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Daniel Whelan now, as he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. This returnable from inside his own 40. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. He'll go left side here and complete this one. Already closing in on 100 yards receiving in the first half. That one picks up a first down. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Saints can tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half. 4 seconds still to be played in this half, as that one's away. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he decides not to bring it out. So they'll take over at the 30-yard line. On first down, it's Hurts taking a shot downfield for Smith. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end. And instead, why don't we get right back to it, as we'll get ready for the third quarter. He fields it at the 8. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Saints offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. Their lead is 10. They go back to work, trying to add to it. It begins with first down. Here's a run to begin this third quarter. And that one going to be closed down in the backfield. Great defensive play. Knifing it and dropping him for a loss.
With the struggles they had running the ball in the first half, Mike, it makes sense that they're trying here early in the second to get this ball carrier going. But this last run's not going to do him any favors. Another rush, another loss of yards.
Thrown left side, the catch is made. Inside the 30. And what an effort after the catch. He goes all the way. 77 yards. Touchdown, New Orleans. And he continues to be a focal point of this offense. Now 10 touchdown catches for him on the year. Groupie now for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Saints will extend this third quarter lead. After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. Now return coming from the 7. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Here comes the Philly offense now as they make their way back onto the field. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too far, and it draws the flag. Now Hurts taking off.
Well, that scramble is ultimately going to end up short of the first down, Mike, but it's going to help quite a bit. That's a great job by the quarterback, just taking what the defense gives you, get downfield, pick up good yardage.
A pistol snap back to Hurts. That's caught. Saquon Barkley. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down. Now Barkley. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
And a good job rallying to the football. Hold him just a gain of a yard and sets up third down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. 3rd and 9. To throw is Hurts. Right back to Brown. He's got it again. It's a gain of 10 yards. First down, Philadelphia.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on third down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. On play action, Hurts. He's going to look for the home run ball.
Pretty unforgettable performance so far in the first half, Mike, and they're going to try to figure this out here in the second half and try to gain some momentum, figure out what's going to work, where are our matchups, and let's go try to put a drive together and get some points, because so far this has been a struggle, and they just cannot get anything going through the air.
And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. That'll be a gain of 20, much of it coming after the catch as they pick up the first down. Patterson motioning over. Again, Hurts. That's caught by Smith on the right side. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. Hurts will try it again. That pass sideline is caught. Nice catch. Stays in bounds. And he's got the first down. Terrific job with the feet to make that one a grab. Here's a handoff to Barkley. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
Now Jalen Hurts on second down. Off-balance throw. It's complete. And he will get into the end zone. A.J. Brown. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
We were talking during the break, Mike. We felt that this was kind of a do-or-die drive. They felt like they needed to come away with the touchdown here, and now they're showing a little life.
Yeah, a little bit of belief, don't you think? Everyone on that field knows they've been a part of a comeback before. It's a pretty big mountain, but a good way to get started here to begin this half. Elliott, good on the extra point. And the Eagles are able to cut the deficit to 10. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. 1st and 10. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
Mike, did you see how hyped the sideline got after that run after catch? I mean, I thought the bench was going to run out onto the field to celebrate. He refused to go down on first contact and second contact for that matter.
He'll go right and find his running back. And he'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down. From the shotgun, it's a give up the middle. Not a whole lot there as he'll get to midfield, and that's all. Second down and 8. From the 50, he'll set up to throw. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. You don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. Now they'll set up to throw. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a first down.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense, like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5.
At the 27-yard line.
A handoff as they try to run it here. And he'll get the first down there. A pickup of about 5 yards.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Now a give on the ground. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7. 2nd down and 3.
7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3.
They'll look to throw. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback. So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away. You know, more often than not in the NFL, games are won based on who wins critical downs. Well, that 4th down attempt right there was exactly that, and this defense came up huge for a big-time 4th down stop.
That's A.J. Brown and the rest of the Eagles offense set to take over once more. This will begin at their own 13-yard line, so work to do starting with this 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That'll be taken in by Barkley. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2nd and 7. Throwing is Hurts. He's going to tuck it and go. Solid running there. He takes this up near the 35. A gain there of 20. Good for an Eagles first down. We're off to the 4th quarter here on Christmas Eve. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for 1st and 10. Hurts. Short pass taken in by the tight end. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. 2nd and a yard. Here's Barkley. And he's going to pick up the 1st down across midfield and down at the 49.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Man in motion is Smith. To throw on 2nd down is Hurts. The throw on the run is complete. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Hurts will work here from the pistol. A throw left side there, not going to find the target. Incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
He's taken down just shy of the 10.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the 2nd half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark, just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. On 2nd down, Barkley. And he'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4, and it leads to 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. And that is incomplete.
This has really been the story of this entire game, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has had the advantage over the offense pretty much from the jump. And they've already recorded a couple of sacks, a handful of close calls, and it's the pressure in the backfield is why this team finds themselves with the lead here late in this ballgame. And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
From the 6, here comes a return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 30-yard line.
They'll stick with him again. He'll manage only about 3, so it will bring up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 4.
He'll get this out to the left flat. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down.
So this is a part of the game that everybody works on, Mike. They call it 4-minute offense. You don't necessarily have to have 4 minutes on the clock, but the whole idea is we possess the ball late in the 4th quarter with the lead. The goal is we want to end the game with the ball. So that third down conversion is going to go a long way. Protect the ball, continue to pick up first downs. If they do that, I don't even think their opponent sees the ball again.
And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line. So they come to the line for first down and 10. He'll look to throw. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he'll say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up second down. They'll look to throw yet again. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. After back-to-back incompletions, they now face third down and 10. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. That's 2 catches on this drive. This one for 10 yards and a first down.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the fourth quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
They'll try again here, second and 10. They'll look to throw again. Throw left side, but that's going to be incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete. Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and it also gives some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away. And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
This one taken at the 7. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. So now, out comes the offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once again. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. Not able to stay in, he steps out of bounds, and that'll be a loss of a couple of yards on that one. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. Just trying to avoid the rush there. He's hit as he threw, and the pass is incomplete. Third and long. Hurts. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. Third down stop sets up fourth down. To the air again, Hurts. He's going to look downfield once again. That one underthrown and intercepted. And he's going to be taken down, but there are 1, 2, 3 flags on the field. I don't think this is going to stand. Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work first and 10. To throw, Hurts. That's complete. It's McLaughlin.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
That one is caught in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
The kick is good. Important extra point. The difference is just 3, a field goal here in the fourth quarter. So they've cut into the lead. Now just a field goal behind as they kick it off. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. His drive will start on the ground. Can't fault the effort. He got half a couple of tackles, but ultimately the defense gets him for a loss of yardage.
At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
He'll drop to throw. He'll get that complete to Ross. And that's a good gain there. It's going to wind up just a couple of yards shy of that first down. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. 3rd and a yard. They'll drop to throw. Open man, right side. He's got it. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he'll get about 5. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Athletic training staff's going to take a look, but this is a problem late in the season. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to a knee. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. A handoff here, up the middle, and he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. Looking to keep a promising drive alive. It is 3rd and a yard. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee.
Blake Rookie for the Saints field goal. A 30-yard attempt. The kick is good.